Oh, there we go.
Okay, we're live.
Hi, we're live.
We love Jenny. Fancy hey goodness. So it made sense.
Aw.
Oh my
Hello.
goodness.
We've got a lot of fun stuff on Twitter tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you posted something real fun, Jeremy.
I did?
Yeah, let me check it out. It was your
Oh, my whole thing about like liminal ecology. Like the idea that that like we might not like it's kind of it's presumptuous of us to think that we're the focus of these entities' exploration into whatever our reality is.
Yeah.
Like what if the mystery behind cattle mutilation is that like somebody's studying the microbes that live in
interesting.
parts of the cow body, right? Or of whatever. It's not just cattle.
Yeah.
Like humans are the afterthought. Like they're not even. Like,
I don't know if I go that. Like, I mean, I think there's definitely something there, but like,
or the obstacle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's remembering that one abduction account Rob was talking about that happened here in Washington, and it comes up because it's a rainy day abduction account where these guys were out in the woods. And probably like involved in forestry or something. Like stuff seems to happen a lot to like forestry dudes. Like, wasn't he like a forestry, like a logger or something? Travis Walton.
Yeah.
But this was like they were out in the mountains and they saw it like off in the distance. It was like an object that flew over and like they saw it suck an elk up into the craft.
Whoa.
From the mountains.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I'm like, whoa, an elk. What do you do with that? Like, yeah.
They're saving them from us.
Yeah. Well, so maybe like they don't have any interest. Like, I mean, maybe the interest they have in us is like peripheral. It's parallel. Like we're only one field of study. It's like humanology.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it would make sense if like they were more invested in meeting up with like plants or trees or something that's like directly from the earth, quote unquote. I could see them like coming down and just walking right by us to go and try to talk to trees or something.
Totally.
Yeah.
And how often do you hear abduction accounts where that basically is what happens? Or like not abduction accounts, because abduction accounts are pretty clearly involving us, but encounters where, you know, the whatever they are is like totally ignore the humans, or even like the Joe Simonson pancake encounter.
Yeah.
They weren't there.
Right here.
Yeah, I know, exactly. They weren't there for him though.
Right? They just left. I mean, they just needed his water, right?
Yeah, they just needed some water and then like, see you, dude. Here's some pancakes, you know?
Exactly.
Some crispy little things.
I wonder what they taste like, honestly.
Me too.
Well, they have an ingredient list.
They do? Oh, no way.
Yeah, they analyzed them, and it was like buckwheat flour.
Oh, wow.
But there was also like no salt. Like that was something that was strange.
Yeah.
And that's like a total fairy fae thing right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's, you know.
Yeah. Buckwheat pancakes are delicious.
Yeah.
First card, I just pulled one like during the conversation, and it's human.
Oh, nice. I like that one.
We were just talking about humans.
We're just talking about our humanity. Okay, no salt. Yeah. I really need to do some deep dives in my past because I've spent weeks in Upper Michigan in early 90s, and the only thing that made sense was the Sierra sounds. Oh, interesting.
Cool. Those are so scary.
Yeah. I have a person who just submitted a report. I was writing on Bigfoot last week and on the Kits app, and someone submitted something from Seebeck, and I'm waiting to get their sound bites, but they hear what they compared to the Sierra sounds weekly.
Wow.
So that's super scary. And then there's this other lady who's very nearby, and they poured concrete outside of their home, and they believe to have got a big footprint in their concrete. It's permanently there.
Wow.
And I'm like, I need photos. I'm gonna go. Like, I want to see those.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
I think so too.
We got our first Bigfoot footprint submissions, not this past update, but the one before that.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to remember where they were, but they were in the snow. So
yeah, I remember
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
there.
And then I got one from Enum Claw. That was from like someone on Instagram, pretty much.
Wow.
And that one was pretty huge.
These are all like little locations in Washington, Alex. These are like
Mhm. Pretty
Enum.
close.
We have weird location names out here sometimes.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Like I don't know, it's not weird, but they're not pronounced the way they look.
Oh yeah.
And I'm
Hey,
always
we got some of
pronouncing
that
it
in Massachusetts too, though.
You're in Massachusetts. You got that. You guys got Worcester.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm
Mhm.
in Connecticut technically, but it's the
Okay.
same. I think I'm close enough to AP though that it's. I mean, Massachusetts and Connecticut basically the same state, but
What if we're
I love
only
it.
here to farm our gut biomes? Says Spirit.
ooh.
Some of us are doing a crappy job of maintaining our bodies in that case.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, I don't think they want my gut biomes.
Well, no. Here's the thought. This is weird. Okay. What if? Work with me here. Okay.
Okay.
When you're working with we often when we're cooking things in the kitchen, like humans work with microbes a lot. Like we don't think about it, but like every time you like get bread to rise, or you make some sauerkraut or pickles or something like that, or you make cheese, like those are all like we're farming microbes that are cooperating with microbes at that time. And like, oh hey Katie, what's up?
What's up?
Hi, Katie.
So here's another thing though, is that like when you are doing a fermentation, like a proper lacto fermentation, like when making sauerkraut or something, you have to add salt because the salt takes care of the bad microbes, right?
Oh.
It inhibits the growth of the bad microbes and lets the good microbes live. And that makes me think, like, is the salt in Joe Simonton's pancakes, the fact that there wasn't any in there, like related to that somehow?
That's a really good point.
Salt with fairies, like they don't like salt. Is it because like they are colonized by the microorganisms that we don't work with?
I think that could definitely be possible. I mean, because they wouldn't find a lot of salt naturally, right? Like, is that something we have to process to make, or is that something that naturally creates itself?
I mean, in
It creates
the
itself. You harvest it.
Oh, okay.
yeah. We usually get it from mines or from evaporating seawater.
Okay.
There's a pretty cool salt farm. So the salt farm in Oregon, actually, Jacobson.
Yeah, we were right there
That's
the
a
other
really
day.
cool one.
Yeah.
That's
Make
cool.
flavor
Right
salt.
that's right near the rock hunting
Oh,
Mill Beach.
okay.
Yeah, it's like
Ooh,
10 minutes from there.
Nice.
that's awesome.
They like red wine salt and stuff. It's really wild. I
Ooh.
love it.
I haven't seen that. I've seen truffle salt, but that's about it.
I got animal card and we were talking about
Ooh.
the no salt. That means something obvious.
That's right.
Does that salt idea carry over to salt creating boundaries and magical practices? I mean, I would say it's reverse. I would say that is the solid, like salt creating boundaries is like the solid, and I would think that the pancake idea carries over from that. Not even the other way around, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. It's fascinating, man. It's so interesting.
Yeah. For people who do want to do salt boundaries, if you're doing it in soil, use eggshells instead.
Okay. Yeah,
you don't
that's
want to change
better,
the
right?
pH of the soil too much.
Yeah.
Aw.
The eggshells are like easier, in my opinion, like to
Definitely.
get them. Clean up the salt.
It's because the salt damages like those microbes down there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Exactly, and the eggshells actually feed them.
Aw. I like that.
Mm. Right.
So I just pulled this from Katie's bridge deck. It's a lot of planty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
Nice. Morton has mines below Chicago. Interesting.
Oh.
Morton Salt Company.
Beneath Chicago, huh?
Do you think weird stuff happens less around the salt mines and the giant salt piles?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, I
Well,
wonder if
some of the
that.
weird stuff happens in the ocean, and that's pretty salty. So,
Yeah, totally.
no.
Very good point.
Garrett, you've been really quiet. Are you like futzing with stuff still, or are you just?
Oh yeah, I'm pondering. But yes, I was fixing my my Mac and Me spirit box over here.
Oh.
Hopefully, gonna try to use tonight. So, if people don't know, like basically, I have some code that can make any audio into a spirit box, and I took on Jeremy's suggestion, I took the entire film Mac and Me, just like a ET ripoff that basically a McDonald's commercial too. And I took all the audio from that and cut it up, and then it will play randomly these little 500 millisecond clips. Kind of makes like a impromptu spirit box. So I'm gonna try that tonight. But I had to futz with all the audio. So
I love it. Do you ever hear his whistle in it? You know, he has like that weird.
I don't know. I'll listen for it tonight. Maybe I'll hear it.
Cool.
I think there's like a dance scene in the movie, and I do hear like some like thumping beats every once in a while. So
That's awesome.
Thumping beats.
yeah.
I had forgotten about the whistling thing.
Yeah, it's they only do it like a couple times in the movie, I think.
Yeah.
But it's weird.
Well, if I hear the whistle, it'll be auspicious. I think if we get the whistle tonight.
Isn't there a whole language based on whistling in the Azores?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't heard of that. That's cool.
I think so. I'll have to look it up. It's either the Azores or the Canaries. It's one of those Atlantic
Oh wow.
islands.
That's where my family's from. I should.
Oh yeah.
I should.
Really?
Yeah, my mom, both her parents are Azorian, so I should get. If that's true, I should get into the whistling. Maybe it's in my
Definitely.
my ancestry.
That's super interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I found recently, I was digging through old ancestry. I found a bunch of my family traveled from England, and some of them didn't even make it all the way to Massachusetts. They just stopped in Bermuda. And so there's apparently like a lot of Atwoods in Bermuda. And I was just cracking up because it's this little island in the middle of nowhere, just in the middle of the Atlantic. It made me think of that. Yeah, random fact for you.
That would make a great family vacation.
Right?
Down in
It freaks me
Bermuda.
out how in the middle of the ocean it is.
Is that
Garrett, no, I have to read you what the title of that story I just read you is called.
Pleiadians, right?
Oh my god. Garrett, this is that drill. That story I just read you. The title. It's for the Pleiades.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, interesting.
Whoa, that's wild. Okay,
Like
I guess Pleiadians are around.
so they're all about. It says unconditional love, excitement, and laughter. So,
I mean, I feel that way. I feel all those things right now.
yeah, quite
Yeah, me
jolly.
too.
Very jolly. They're always like the first things that pop up when you search like anything remotely in the ballpark of like light beings. They're always,
Mhm.
they're always up there.
Do you know what
Like
this
crystals.
flower is right here?
What is? I can't tell from there.
I can't see it.
Hold it closer.
Something tall and pink, maybe like a foxglove.
Oh,
or
pink or is it
something.
blue? I can't.
It's
It has really
blurry.
long leaves.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
don't know.
I don't know either. We can figure it out.
Silbo Gomero language. Yeah, that was it. It's actually the Canary
Mm.
Island. So it's
Oh, cool.
sorry, Garrett. This is the cool Atlantic island chain. Canary, you know, where the mega volcano is. That's gonna.
Is that where it is?
That's what they say. those volcano people.
Mhm. I want to see them. I want to see the big volcano.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh,
last
yeah.
time I was in the Mojave, I went to this gigantic cinder cone, and it was amazing. Like you were able to climb into it. So I got to
Really?
go poke around in there with my friend. It was really cool.
That sounds amazing. Was it Mojave like Bardstow, or was it Mojave like Death Valley area?
It was like close to like Baker. This was
Okay.
like it's in like the National Preserve proper area in the Chima Dome up in
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Oh, I know a little bit about those. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Those
a
are
cool
pretty
place. Yeah, definitely a weird spot. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where they saw the Landulus stuff too. So.
Oh yeah.
I had the only time that my car engine was like affected by heat was the day that I was in that area, and I had parked to
man.
like go get lunch, and I was in like this saloon type thing, and yeah, I came out and it wasn't any hotter than it would be like in LA or anything, but just where we were in the Mojave, like it was like 95 and my engine wouldn't turn on for about an hour.
Oh.
And I was like, this sucks. Everything sucks.
Yeah, that's scary. That really sucks.
Yeah, but it was like the clearest night sky that night. So it was like a really fair trade in my opinion.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
That's awesome.
Garrett, that reminds me of the old man in the crater.
Yes, always.
You should tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know this one, Alex?
No.
Okay, it's on the map at Liminal Earth. If you're watching and you like just have no idea who we are, this is Liminal Earth. We are a team of people who have a map, a crowdsourced map at liminal.earth of like paranormal, but also just amazing, interesting, remarkable stories from around the world. And anybody can submit it. So liminal.earth, check out the map and submit it. This is one of the earlier ones that we found back when we were just Liminal Seattle. It's called The Old Man of the Crater. And so there's this sort of like founding father of Seattle. He was like the first superintendent of public schools and stuff. There's a high school named after him. And he was like a famous explorer. His name was Ingraham. Was it E.S.?
E.S. Ingraham. Yeah.
E.S. Ingraham, yeah. And
this
so
is like 1896 too, I think, right? It was like
1896, yeah. And he was apparently like, so he was a famous mountaineer. And he would travel and like just climb whatever mountains he could. But apparently he also was close enough to John Muir to want to impress him. So like he took him up Mount Rainier. So that's like his claim to fame. Mount Rainier is like the huge, yeah, right outside of Seattle. It's an active volcano and it's like 14,000 feet tall. So he published this book. Like he published this book about his experiences, including that. And one chapter was called "The Old Man of the Crater." And in this book, which is a nonfiction book, like it's like a, national or Pacific pine forests of the Northwest or something. There's this whole thing he goes into where he goes into the lava tubes at the top of Mount Rainier, which it's active, but it's dormant. It's not like people still do.
They're not going to explode.
Yeah, exactly. And they see like scratching on the walls and stuff, and they leave because they're like, "What the heck is that?" And then later at night, he goes back down the lava tubes where they saw the scratching on the walls, and he encounters a being, like a cryptid, and it's described as this like, it looks like an old man, and it's sort of, but it has this like weird conical head. And it like rubs its hands and feet together, and that generates some sort of ability for it to communicate with him telepathically.
Wow.
And so it explains to him that it's part of this race of like pre-human geniuses that, because they had an ecological disaster, they actually like fled into the underground, and they've been living in the subterranean world that whole time. Wow. And then he was like, and he told me so much more that I could write another whole book about it. But like, say what else he told him. And then like they just went on their ways. They were like, I was an explorer in his world, and he was an explorer in mine. And,
Oh man.
and then like went back to bed, I guess, or something. But
I think that
Yeah.
Bean asked him to come with him. He said to come with him, and he
yeah,
decided not to.
that's
Which
right.
I remember you
wow.
saying like, I would have gone. I'm like, I would not have gone, but you were adamant that you would have. That's the chance of the lifetime, I guess.
Well,
to go
yeah.
see it.
Mhm.
I want to know what's down there.
Yeah.
Alex, would you have gone?
I would have. I mean, especially if I knew that I could come back, but
Yeah.
Right.
no, I'd stick my arm in the portal for sure.
Sure. Just an arm.
Yeah, it's amazing, like that it's so old. Like, this is from, and he's kind of this respected person from back then, and
Mhm.
it's such a bizarre story.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And what's weird is
Oh.
we've been looking in old newspapers, and we found this thing from like the 1890s where this guy, his name was W.P. Smith, and he's like, "Come to my Renton Pleasure Gardens, the best birch beer around," and it's like all candies, the best candies in the Puget Sound, 25 cents. And we're like,
Pickles for all.
yeah, we're like, what are the pleasure gardens? I want to know about this. So we've been like deep diving on that, and we saw that like he had this like 4th of July blast, in 1890, and E.S. Ingraham comes and reads a poem at this 4th of July blast. And so these gardens are gone, but these people were all talking, what are these pleasure gardens? And did they talk about this, this weird thing in the lava tubes? It's just like I wish I could see what was happening. And the pleasure gardens were where the mystery oranges were found.
Really?
It's that same area. Right next to the Black River. It's like, is there some weird connection between all of this stuff?
Yeah.
So the Screaming Well, all these things that we've been like focusing on in this weird part of Seattle, just outside of Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah,
I'm gonna do
so cool.
a case log on that. Like we were talking about it earlier.
Yes.
For our patrons, they're gonna get a case log that describes like the full weird rent.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Everything.
So
that's so cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Keith, I'm gonna take a quick smoke break before we go on to the TikTok.
Oh, right.
Because they're so strict, but I will do that.
Yeah.
Are they like heavily regulating TikTok? Not like that. Yeah.
It's just though you don't want to not get kicked off to do lives there, So
yeah, totally. Yeah.
It's like even cursing with TikTok can be too much. So
really? Oh wow. That's kind of like Twitch.
It's a little wild.
Yeah.
It's okay though. I mean, it's like that's what they want. Whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Make it safe for everyone.
I saw someone, maybe you guys talked about this earlier while I was like looking for adapters, but I saw someone on Twitter for UFO like went outside and recorded just sound on their phone.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about this already?
No, we haven't talked about it.
I saw it, but I haven't talked about it.
So it sounded like they were just outside and they were like looking up at the stars and they, looking for the side quest, and they just recorded on their phone for a couple minutes while they were doing that, looking up at the sky. And they said there was some weird chittering sounds on the recording. So I don't know. I think I'm going to try to do this tonight, actually, is, repeat this experiment.
They offered to hear the sound if anybody wanted to hear it.
I do want to hear it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes.
But I'm going to try to replicate it. So just going outside, use your phone to record, and just, set your intention. See if you get any weird audio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it could be there even if you don't hear it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Get them Rangers like that going. Here you go, baby.
Alex,
So
you're new here.
Yes, I'm new.
I'd love to hear a little more about you and your interests in all this.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I've been into paranormal stuff for a pretty long time, but not publicly until about like maybe when the lockdown started. I started really reaching out more. But I've always kind of been wandering in the woods and stuff looking for weird experiences to have. And when I was younger, I used to have really wild dreams about places that I had been or hadn't been yet. Like one time, I dreamt about this staircase in Martha's Vineyard before I had ever been there. And then I ended up finding it a couple years later and just recognizing it completely. Like it was exactly how I had seen it in the dream.
Hmm.
So stuff like that's been going on for a while. But I started meditating when I was really young with my dad, just as kind of like a bonding thing. We found a good meditation group. And as I started getting into that, weirder stuff started to happen during the meditations in terms of like accidentally like projecting places or accidentally like going and like reliving dream memories and stuff in the meditations. So I've kind of been trying to like dial in that stuff a little bit more lately as opposed to just experiencing it and letting it go. Like trying to find ways to have a better dialogue with the spaces around me. So that's pretty much it. I also make websites. I'm a software engineer and I can paint too, but mostly focused on coding right now. So yeah.
Well, it's awesome to have you with us. We're
Yeah, thank you so
totally
much for
excited.
having me.
Yeah. Well, because you might be interested in
Yes,
helping out with it, doing
absolutely.
it a little earlier for East Coast people.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah,
is
I would love to get a space going for the East Coast crowd so that we don't have to feel like we're left out or anything, you know?
yeah, no, because we don't
100%.
leave you out at all.
Yeah.
But we do want to eat dinner and
Absolutely. No, I totally get it. I used to be on the West Coast time too, so I remember being in the past for East Coast for forever. I totally get it.
Yeah. We'll get
But
it
yeah.
going. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be cool. I'm hyped about it. But what else? I found some trumpet trees last week in the forest.
Oh yeah, you gotta talk
Yes.
about that.
I was testing out the liminal oracle and the liminal spirit oracle, and I had decided to go to the spot that I had seen weird stuff at, which was my map submission a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
where I had been on the trail and I had seen like this jogger person coming down the trail towards me, but they were kind of weaving between the trees and wearing like all black, and even their face was covered. So I like got off the trail and waited for them to pass, but after waiting for like a couple minutes, no one showed up. So it was really weird. So I decided to go back there to that spot and try the oracle there, and that's where I built the cloud sigil that ended up leading me to the trees that were making those weird noises. So
Yeah, if people go to your Twitter account, they can see the video, and it sounds to me it sounds like the trees are playing a trumpet poorly, like someone trying for the first time.
Cool.
I
yeah,
love it so much.
it's really cool.
It's such a weird sound. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to go see that spot again and like test if the trees are still making that noise or if that was a special day thing for some reason. But that was
Yeah.
all just from following the intuitions from that oracle, though. It's really crazy how like once you kind of like make the effort to reach out that way, it's almost like the space around you kind of starts to understand that, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I did the liminal spirit oracle just this weekend for the first time myself, and I was just like with my son, and I was picking up chicken manure at like a like a farm store, and I noticed that it was right next to the spot that someone had reported seeing this headless woman, or her
Ooh.
son had seen it. She had saw this woman wearing like clothing that was not modern day clothing, and she thought that was weird. But her son was like, "She doesn't have a head." She was screaming that. So I was like, "Oh, I'm right here. So I'll just try the oracle." So I did it, and I just did it real quick, but the sigil that it gave me was seed, and then the first thing that I saw with seeds was a dandelion head. And then I realized, it took me a while. I know how do these like crows and like a pigeon, they were all like talking to me. It felt like I was standing in the middle of the road and people driving by, like looking at me real weird. But I was having this weird experience. But then I started thinking about the dandelion seed head and how if you blow it, the head disappears, just like this spirit that was seen. So like I was like, whoa, that's a weird connection, and I just going there and doing this really simple little thing. It was really fun to like make that weird connection. So I don't know if it's, I don't know what it means, but it was kind of a fun, introduction to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I love that.
Are we live on TikTok yet?
We are going right now. I did want to remind people that the Stargazing side quest for tonight is Corvus.
Right.
Go and find
Cool.
Corvus.
I'm gonna try that.
Corvus.
So I'm on TikTok now.
Hello, TikTok.
We are live on TikTok.
I caught the human card again.
What is up with that?
I don't know.
You got it earlier too, didn't you? Today?
Bex got it. I got it last night too.
Last night.
It was really chatty last night. Like every card I pulled kind of felt like it connected. It was really weird.
Nice.
That's cool.
I was gonna say real quick. Another thing you're talking about, you found that place where you saw that, had that experience, and then you went back and you had the trumpet trees thing. I felt like that's happening with us with the Screaming Well. Like every time we go there, new things start happening, and then we get other stories about that same place told to us, and the same thing with the Dream Park. It's almost like once you start engaging with a place like that, it starts like taking on a life of its own. It's weird. Those two places in particular, like really like they just keep building, and they're like, I say like they keep delivering something about those locations. So it's cool that you've maybe found this spot in the forest to like keep working.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I lived in LA, I had a spot that was kind of like that too in Topanga Canyon, where I would leave offerings and like have strange experiences sometimes. And also at the Devil's Gate Dam, but I never got to go back to the Devil's Gate Dam. So hopefully I'll be able to someday, but I feel like that's another space that will provide really weird results each time.
I've been to both those places. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I don't know much about the dam.
So it's like it's a really old dam. The river that it was built for doesn't have water anymore. It's just a dry bed now. But it's right next to JPL in what's it called? Pasadena. And so it's where Jack Parsons used to go to do his magical rituals. It's like the same area, and they built a dam there like before even he got there, I think. So it's just over this dry riverbed, and there's this like cement tunnel at the base of it that you can crawl into, that people have said they've had experiences at. And when I went in there, it was like a totally different world kind of feeling where you're disoriented because all the traffic from above the dam, which is a road on top, like cars still drive over it. It's like very chaotic audio wise. And there's also been like disappearances happened there in like the 70s, and they found out that it was from like a construction worker like kidnapping people, and he like buried them there. And it also used to be a meeting ground for the indigenous peoples that lived there. So the Tongva tribe used to meet up there before the dam was there to meet with other tribes in the area and trade things. It's a weird place. So it originally had a rock wall that was a natural dam, and that busted open, and they built the dam right next to the fragments of that rock wall. But if you look at it from the perspective of getting to it off of the hiking trail, the rock wall has like Satan as its profile. Like you see like a face with a big nose and a chin and like horns sticking out, like the what's his name from old cinema, we used to play the devil and like the vampires and stuff. Bela Lugosi
Oh yeah.
looking kind of thing.
That's hilarious.
It's pretty cool. I put it. I know it's in the map somewhere, and I had our friends at RPN, the Chaos and Shadow host Kyle and Pagan, had my full coverage of it on their thing for a while, but I don't know if it's there or not, or still they're switching their websites around. So
Yeah.
But I'll get it back hosted if it's not, if people are interested.
Does that remind you guys of anything?
Which part?
Describing the dam?
The dam?
Yeah. Where it was located?
The bunkers?
A dried up riverbed,
Oh.
which means it's riparian.
Oh yeah.
That
Black Forest
used to be a meeting place for the local indigenous communities.
Really?
Exactly.
What?
Is what Renton is. That was like where all of the tribes met and like fish together.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was like the seat of all of the everything was right there.
Yeah.
Which is funny. Like now Renton is kind of like looked down upon. It's like, in a way, I think people are like, oh, Renton, who wants to go there? Because it's like IKEA and like, you know, it's like
there's just nothing there.
What
yeah,
it
like
did though was the early well, not early, so like the industrialists, like in the 20s, they destroyed the Black River by draining it to open like a ship canal and establish carve out a brand new river. So like the whole river is like dead now. And it sounds like we're noticing similarities between these like riverbed riparian areas and like weirdness and like water, you know, and water is really close to there. And yeah, so I was just like talking about the dam and the, you know, riverbed and indigenous meeting place. I was like,
that's wild.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Oh, that's very, very cool. We'll have to dig deeper into that.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Alex, when did you live in LA?
I lived in LA up until October, and I moved there last October, and then I moved there in like 2018, I think, like May of 2018. Okay. So I was only there for a short period of time, and most of the time I was there, I was living with family up until like the last year where I had my own place finally, and I could go start investigating spots and stuff. So
yeah, I was always curious when I hear other folks have lived in LA. I lived there in 2014, and then again in 2017, 2014 to 2015, and then 2017. But what was so interesting to me about LA, and I don't know if this is just like the hustle of LA of like struggling so hard to even like find a place to live, but like I never had a single weird experience, weird feeling both times I was living in LA, and it just felt like, I don't know, energetically empty.
Yeah,
it drained me. I couldn't do it. I tried twice. It was like work kept pulling me back there, but I was like, physically I'm not okay.
I hear you. Yeah, something about all those cars moving all the time, I think it just like sucks the energy out. You really have to dig to find like substantial weirdness, I think, because it's definitely around. And like I was asking locals and stuff to try to find like weirder spots to go to, but it's hard because it's a city, so like a lot of those spots are always filled with people, or that's like been around long enough to just be like really messed up and hard to travel through. So like, I don't know. There's something about it, but once you get outside the city, I think that once the desert really sets in, there's some really weird feelings about that. But yeah, I had similar experiences where it's LA, everything's corporate, you know, it's like even the vibes are corporate. So
yep. So true. I love that desert though. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, me too. If I could afford it, I think I would get a shack out there.
There's some people are doing that. You'll see a shack every once in a while, and you're like, that's an option. That's an option. They have some of the best night sky views, so I'm jealous and putting a lot of value in that.
Definitely.
I lived in the desert in East LA. Oh, cool. We have a YouTube user. I
Ooh.
don't see your name, but they say, I lived in the desert east of LA and it was so
Cool.
full of intense energy. Yeah,
I believe it.
me too.
There's the I still never got to go to the Integratron out there either. Did you ever get to go see that? It's in Joshua Tree. It's like a meditation center that this guy built based off of instructions he got from aliens from Giant Rock. And he like
Oh my
found
God.
like tablets on the ground next to this rock like the Mormon guy did, but he built a zero gravity engine manipulator with it instead.
So neat. No, I hadn't. I'm like kicking myself every time I hear something so great like this. Like
I
that's
know. Me
that's
too.
amazing.
Just need all the money to travel for it and maybe 4 years off with no responsibilities. So.
Yep, all the
I think
time.
it's a sound bath. Wow.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun to do like a liminal summoning of sorts somewhere on the ET highway.
Oh my God.
Of course, maybe more local as well. I think we're actually planning on doing something like that. But something about the ET highway just has a special place in my heart. And I've only been through there about twice, but I would love to just go driving with you guys out there. And that highway is like, you can pull over in a lot of spots and you can like climb up to this tall rock and you just see the sunset and you see
Oh, wow.
everything. And then the stars start coming out. So like we could literally just get a caravan, pull off on the side of the road somewhere, climb a rock, and there we are, best views there is.
That sounds amazing. I'm super down.
Great.
I wonder if anybody's watching tonight who's never participated with us before.
Yes, I know last week
I
we
see
had
like on
quite a few.
TikTok, we have 93 people right now watching on TikTok.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
was worried that we wouldn't pull enough because I don't like Hi, guys. Welcome. Hello.
Hello.
Do you want to explain what we're gonna do, Bex? Maybe so they can.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are live on multiple platforms right now, and we this is our live contact session. It's about an hour and a half, and it's a pre-show to what we call UFO, and that's a Wednesday night UFO watch. Every single Wednesday, we all gather together virtually, some in person, and we all look up at the night sky. And it can be as simple as that, or it can be as complex as doing guided meditations around attempting to make contact. You can read cards and see if you can make contact. You can perform an Estes Method session with your friends. There's a lot. And we're doing some of that tonight. So we've been pulling cards, conversing a little bit, swapping stories. But soon I will be going under Estes Method session. That is SB7, Spirit Box, headphones, and a blindfold. We'll be doing that for sure. We'll have some questions from the dudes, but if you have any whatsoever, drop them in the comments and they will be read. Bumpy, is there anything that you want to do tonight? I'm so used to calling you Bumpy Alex.
Bumpy's fun
You're
too.
always in the comments, and so I'm like, Bumpy.
Bumpy
Is there
time.
anything special that you would like to do tonight? This is, your night.
I'm super down to ask questions to any aerial entities that are out there. We can pull some cards too if you guys like, but I'm not very good at interpreting them yet, so it might just be I have these, and then
We're not either. Don't worry.
It's
cool. Yeah, so I can definitely we can like prime up the session maybe with some card pulls, and then yeah, I can come up with meditations in the future. I don't have one tonight, but I can definitely work one out for future sessions.
Awesome.
Jared, are you going to do your Mac and Me Spirit Box at the same time that Bex? is
Yeah,
under?
I haven't really done Estes, so I'm gonna try it. And I have my Mac and Me Spirit Box. It's gonna be playing random clips from the questionable movie Mac and Me, like an ET ripoff. And I also have this brain machine that our friend Jason Sinozia, how do you say it? Sinozia, his like handle. He made this brain machine that basically I have these I put it in here in these like VR goggles, but it will blink these LEDs really fast against your eyelids. And I tried it the other day on TikTok Live. out on the street while I was looking at the time travel mailbox, and I was like tripping like hard.
Yeah.
It was very intense. So I'm gonna try that. So that'll be happening at the same time. So we'll see what happens.
Yes.
If I hear anything, I'll say it out loud, and but this kind of is my first time doing that. So
Cool. All right, I'll direct questions to both at the same time. Then we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
Similar to how we did it last week.
yeah, we did it last week with Katie Webb.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this.
Yeah. Hang on one second. I gotta.
Cool.
Sounds good. Yeah, if there's anything anyone needs to do beforehand, you can do just like a quick break.
Mhm.
Need snacks, need to go to the restroom. Do it. And I'm gonna pull a card if anyone else wants to. We'll see that Kaj has some pulled. We have the World, 5 of Cups, 8
Ooh.
of Cups from the New World Tarot. We got some Cups energy tonight. I have the King.
Nice.
Represented by our crow friend, and he's actually carrying like a cup mushroom.
Is it a crow, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Because tonight's
Ooh.
side quest is the crow, right? Corvus?
Mhm.
Is it-
Mhm.
Oh wow! I didn't think of that.
Hello, Crow.
That's awesome. And then we got the Hermit,
I love it.
and these are bioluminescent amarilla honey mushrooms. So, yeah, you have the crow energy, and then you have some like nighttime something's glowing in the darkness. I like that a lot.
Emmett's
Such a
here.
cutie.
Yeah, he is. He's a good boy. He's my little.
Aw.
Yeah, he came in to hang out.
What a good boy.
Yeah, he should be quiet. So.
No
Yeah,
worries.
he's well behaved.
Yeah, you say that. No, his only issue is so he's a watchdog, and so he barks a lot. Basically.
Mhm.
So, because when he gets on something like barking, then he does not to stop. So that's his tragic flaw. But otherwise, he's a great guy.
My ranger will just bark at everything all day, and there's like a fox in the forest next to us, and he'll just like go off. He doesn't even care.
You say you're a ranger?
Yeah, I have there's a dog named Ranger here too.
Oh my god, that's
Awesome.
awesome!
It's so cool.
I love it. I got the sun card too, y'all.
Ooh.
Which is funny because I saw my friend Amanda pop in to TikTok. I saw you. She was on our UFO a couple weeks ago, and that's her signifier card. Anytime she pulls tarot, she decides which deck wants to talk by who pulls up the sun. So
That's awesome.
getting called out, girl. You better come back. Oh goodness, let's see what they think here.
I really loved last week when Bex and Katie were doing the Estes, and then Ranger, Bex's dog, was also making these. It almost sounded like he was also doing the Estes method. He was making this like little whining sound, and it was all in this kind of like rhythm. It was beautiful. It was really great.
It was cool. It was syncing up like multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to show YouTube user down here, which tarot deck is that? This is the Mushroom Tarot, by the way, guys.
So I was going to mention for people that are new too that so we've been doing this now. What 15? Is this week 15 now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Crazy, isn't it?
it was just kind of like we started on a whim. This idea to like try to talk to or see UFOs on Wednesdays, and then it's evolved into this. But I guess I was just wondering about talking some of the themes that we've seen so far. I think is that like the entities that we've seemingly spoken to are very into snacks. That seems to come up a lot. We've met someone that has been reoccurring named Martin. I think Martin seems to have come up a couple times, and there's I feel like there's been this thing too about like Martin or something being some kind of go between like operator for some other things that want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Our guide.
Yes, so that's I don't know if the water has also come up a lot. Talking about Those are kinds of
Yes.
some of the themes that I've noticed, but I don't know if you guys can remember anything else that's kind of stood out on these 15 weeks we've been doing this.
Water's my big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, water's definitely a big one.
Doors. A lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
different doors or gates have come up in weird places.
Yeah, last week Katie had a vision kind of a green door that she didn't know how to open.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah.
The sun card here has a really interesting write-up about it. So the sun card is a Romaria species of mushroom. That's like a coral mushroom. And not only are they super tasty, but they're beautiful. They're like purple and whatnot. Regardless of where you come from in the world or the particular focus of your energies, I think we can all agree the sun is a powerful entity for all things living. Some might go as far as to say that it is the closest thing to an omnipotent spiritual entity you can physically appreciate. This card is a representation of that pure joy and life-giving force the sun not only embodies, but provides in the here and now. Take time to pause, reflect on where you are in this moment, and prepare to approach the decision. I have heard the wall in the back described as a representation of accumulated knowledge. With that in mind, I have chosen the mother of accumulated forest knowledge to represent this concept, a nurse log with a troop of Mycena dancing on top. Okay, got that.
Cool.
Nice.
That is pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah,
I like the
that a
pause
lot.
and reflect. You always get that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That wall of information too. That's very cool.
Yeah. I feel like in a way, so what's fun about these Mycena mushrooms too is that they're small. They can come and go within a matter of 24 hours. So these coral mushrooms, you'll see them for a while. They'll slowly break down. But these Mycenas can pop up and disappear, within a day. So
Cool.
what I like is like we're slowly getting all of these new Mycenas of knowledge each week. And now we're at week like 15, there's all these Mycenas here. But we only have a limited amount of time with them, 24 hours. So what can we do? How can we make the most of this knowledge and how do we gain more, I guess is how I would read that.
That's an awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I pulled this from Katie's bridge deck. It's kind of a sunset, big cloud field.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that kind of feels like almost like a destination might come up, or some sort of new location, or like inner space could come through here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of grass, and it seems to be a vacant house. So
Oh, it is a house.
yeah, like right here.
A dwelling place.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
kind of one that's kind of transient, maybe. I know a lot of people shack up in these abandoned shacks around, at least around Connecticut and stuff, for a little bit. So
Yeah.
That's what I get from that.
Interesting. Very cool. Very cool.
I want to know about this channeling through a modular synth stuff.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Sequoia on YouTube commented, trying to channel the space people through a modular synth, recording a white noise and random LFO patch. You to run it through an AI noise reducer after and see if they say anything. That's genius.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then
That's
work
really
cool. I really want to hear more about that for sure at some point.
Yes, please share more. That is awesome. So it is about 9:24. Do we want to go ahead and hop in? I'm okay with if we go just a little bit past.
Yeah, that's okay.
If you guys are. I do not have a timer, so if you guys are cool with it, I'm just gonna kind of flow and do normal and pull out when I need to. That seems to work most of the time. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go under. I'm jealous that y'all get to see Garrett work with these goggles, because just the few moments that he did last time were bonkers. So enjoy it. I'm jealous, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is gonna be kind of wild.
Yeah. We got the mystery, so.
Oh my god.
We've already got a question too.
Perfect.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, do you want to say anything to start, or?
Yeah. So if Martin, if you're out there, you can come hang out with us if you like. But anybody else that's friendly and wants to connect, come on through. Come hang out with us. There's a space open here with me. There's spaces. I'm sure there's spaces everywhere for everyone watching too, but I won't speak for them.
You can hear it.
Yeah, I like it though.
Wild. That's the Mac and me.
That's wild.
It's intense. If you're just tuning in, Bex just went under with a standard spirit box for an Estes Method session, and Garrett is going to be going under simultaneously with a spirit box composed of clips from the movie Mac and Me.
Yeah, I just put that in there so you guys could hear what I'm going to be hearing. So,
That's
but
awesome.
you won't hear it. So, there we go.
Easy.
Easy. Hello. Is it easy to talk?
Certainly.
All right. You wouldn't happen
Even
to be
higher.
even higher. Higher than Martin? I was about to ask about him, but
Everybody.
awesome.
Everyone else.
Okay.
Waiting.
Waiting for us?
See this?
Mm-hmm.
Higher.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
How high up are you?
There's no up.
Are there mountains?
Front porch.
Front porch. On Bex's front porch?
There's rules.
We have someone, Leslie Barlow on TikTok, asked, what should I do about the situation with Scorpio?
Both of them.
Both of who?
I'm explaining
Okay.
Fox
Who do you-
Prairie.
Fox Prairie.
Hmm.
I know a fox glove. So who else is there with you?
I think Garrett's under.
Yeah. I like the neuromancer.
Friend.
guy.
Advisor.
Friend and visor.
Hi, friend visor.
Garrett's volume is way up, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty soon.
What
What's
will happen
gonna-
All
pretty
the good things.
Huh?
all the good things? That sounds wonderful.
10-4.
10-4, buddy.
All right. What kind of good things?
Shouldn't talk
Is it a surprise?
about for sure.
I'm having that feeling of like the light from a UFO, you know, like
Down.
fire in the sky kind of thing.
The
There
tractor
are
beam.
plenty. Many more.
There are
Really?
many more of what?
That speed. Heavy.
Heavy speed. Do you normally all hang out like this, or is this a special occasion?
Are you shining a beam onto Garrett?
There was. Palm tree.
Huh.
Snow and palm tree?
A circle.
This makes me think of Philip K. Dick. He had a beam of light, and then palm trees were part of his.
Gigantic.
Oh, and the Valis visions, right?
Yeah, exactly. Too. Yeah.
Can you tell us more about what you're getting ready for? I know it's a surprise, but
Bad candy.
Listen.
Okay, we're listening.
all right. We're here listening.
Reality.
Oh, okay.
Reality. You're okay.
ABC.
Heaven?
I like ABC Heaven.
Memorize.
I mean, I know my ABCs.
These are so trippy.
Do you have the same alphabet
It's
that?
making my heart beat really fast.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Ranger, I heard you. That made me jump. What are you barking at? Do you need
He wanted to ask some questions too.
Dennis just perked up too at that exact same moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like before Ranger. He wasn't reacting to Ranger.
8. Yeah, it did kind of look like he jumped from Ranger. That's cool.
I don't know.
Nope.
Nope. What's a nope? Are you at the same party that our friend Bex?
Spy?
Or Spy?
That's a creepy sound. It was like
Who are you
low
spying
spy.
on? Who's the spy? Who are you spying on?
All right. She's going back under. Nothing can stop Bex.
Not even the spy.
That's right.
Can you tell us more about this spy?
Public.
Public spy, huh? Okay.
Is Martin there?
Help him?
Whatever you want to.
I can help Martin with more offerings, but I don't. Without him specifically telling us anything, we need to kind of know how to help him.
Wasting. Superhuman.
Go ahead.
Should we try coming up with a word? Like lemon
Yeah.
last week?
Yeah, I liked that last time.
Any
I
suggestions?
feel like I'm in Spaceballs when they're at
A moment.
ludicrous speed right now.
You
Feels like
already
that.
told them this dude.
Really? We weren't here
Where everything
for
goes
that.
plaid.
Magnetic.
Magnetic's a good word.
I like magnetic. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, magnetic. It's official.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Cool.
Giddy up.
Giddy up is right.
A fire.
Oh.
Well, I think we're gonna go with magnetic. So
Mhm.
everybody try and focus on. That was just the first good one that was.
After her.
So we're gonna try to send you a word. Can you tell us what that word is?
100.
Close.
Don't let me.
Are you sure?
Deep voice.
Okay.
Home snack.
You want a snack?
Work it.
Is that Martin?
That sounds like Martin. I got Reese's cups for you, Martin.
2, 1.
You want 2? I got 2 for you.
Just leave here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them out of the wrapper for you at least. I don't think you want to.
1.
Yeah, I got you.
Giddy up.
Here we go. I'm putting it in my altar offering bowl for you, Martin. So this is for you. Whenever you want it, come and get it.
Is this a good offering? Like, do you accept this kind of offering?
I have something.
Do you like it?
A football.
Do you want a football? I don't have a football today, but
Like a car horn.
You must.
Okay.
You must bring a football.
You want a
Easel.
football with a
Wait
car
for-
horn?
A football.
We could definitely get him.
Rainbow.
We can't get him a rainbow.
Down.
Open tour.
Rainbow Open Tour?
You have the Oracle of the Hypogeum deck with you?
Yeah.
I don't have mine with me. Can you look up the mystery card?
Yeah.
Evening.
Let's see. Evening.
Are we moving?
I don't know.
My palms are like really itchy all of a sudden.
Oh. Itchy palms.
Wonder if this means we're onto something.
I'm kind of scared to find out if it's itchy palms. So for the mystery, we got an initiation, confronting one's
Don't
darkness.
stop.
Okay. In order to understand
With
life and death.
Dylan.
With Dylan.
Dylan.
Hmm.
Okay.
Airport.
Which airport?
I heard Jeremy.
Whoa. Dylan and Jeremy.
Who's there?
Jeremy, is that you?
I'm here.
You're playing.
What'd you say?
We're playing? Or plane? I heard both, so I don't.
Cake.
Oh, you just missed it. I had birthday cake, but I ate all of it. If you were here like 2 days or maybe last week, I would have had some. But I can make a birthday cake, I guess. But for this mystery though, so we had a.
Relating.
Do they want a birthday cake? We can do that.
Can you, like, hold up the symbol? I wanted to see what it looked like too.
Oh yeah, sure.
Desire.
I gotta find it on the card.
Yeah, no
I
worries.
threw it back into the deck. But so we had initiation.
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing like stripes. I don't know if it's like tiger stripes or
Oh, interesting.
whatever, but I keep seeing stripes.
Garrett was seeing plaid, right?
Plaid, right. Well, it was a reference to a movie, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming out.
1,000.
1,000. We went from 100 to 1,000.
Yeah.
Descending into the hypogeum via the imaginal realm and finding an answer is the final part of that mystery section.
In due time.
In due time.
Awesome.
Yeah, but the
And
card,
Breaking and entering.
the card is like that. Who's gonna break in it? Are we gonna get into that house that we saw in the Katie's Bridge card earlier?
One tree.
So it's like an eye blinking shut. It kind of
My
looks like a
hands
UFO
are on
too.
my
Can you flip it
face.
over?
Like that?
Yeah. It's a football.
No way. That's really cool. I totally see
package.
that.
That's what that was like when a package.
That's so cool. Oh my god. Wow. I love that. It sounds like they want a football.
Yeah.
Missing.
Missing? Like they're missing the football?
Is there a football that we need to go collect?
85.
I'm not gonna go around looking for my pizza. 85 pizza.
That's a lot of pizza.
Back to work.
Back to work? It sounds like they're getting ready for a party over there.
Don't think he came alone.
Yeah.
How many do you want?
At my place?
An odd one? Like
you get a
13,
couple.
right?
13's all right. Like, as long as I can sleep tonight.
A port house.
Courthouse.
Courthouse.
I'm like picturing the beach that Garrett and I did UFO at
Oh.
a couple weeks ago.
Are there any lighthouses near there or port houses?
Pardon me.
Oh, you're okay. No? There are a lot of lighthouses on the northeast coast. The first?
The first.
Everything.
Are we talking to the beginning of everything right now?
Have you heard?
A little bit.
Way.
No way. That's really cool. Yeah, I heard about that at the.
Have you heard?
Yeah, the beginning of time. There have been.
Me.
Oh, I'm not ready to judge. I need to know you a little better before I can judge you.
The world.
Okay.
What about the world?
15 years strong.
World of
Stronger.
15. I can only imagine how green and blue everything was.
Unless it means 15 years ago or from now.
That's true.
Nick,
Yes, Speed of Human got the world earlier.
call your friend.
On the cards.
Nick's got to call their friend. Do we have any Nicks in the chat?
Telling him twice.
Well, Nick was at that beach, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Our
wow.
friend Nick, who did the Paranormality magazine article.
Cool.
California baby pasta.
Frozen.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, he was there.
Again.
Yeah. We should let him know about that.
Definitely. Tell him he needs to call his friend.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah.
Okay, now my dog is acting up. I'll be right back.
No worries. So Garrett, you said you saw Plaid and you saw the ridiculous speed from Spaceballs?
Yeah, I just felt like I was going very fast, traveling very fast. It was very intense. It was making my heart race. Really,
Wow.
those are intense.
Yeah, they
I
look
also-
really cool.
At one point, I felt too like I was underwater, like what you would see if you're underwater and the sun was above. You know,
Oh, with
kinda
like rippling through.
News
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
it's that kind of feeling. It changes a lot, and I did see like a bright light. You know, like that feeling of like in those movies when like the Travis
Something
Walton.
like Parque Rupa. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Parque
Parque Rupa
Rupa.
is what I heard.
I'm gonna write that down
Downtown.
and see what that.
But I felt like that feeling of like, you know, suddenly a spotlight on you.
Mm-hmm. Like the tractor beam looking.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, or like being on a stage and having
Forge ahead, Earth.
Oh, we're trying. Did you feel like you were getting lifted by it, or was it just there?
just being like looked at, you know, and it was weird because it's
6
like red
times.
usually, but that was white feeling. So
Mm-hmm. Weird. So we got 100, 1,000.
I heard canary. I think that might just be in my head.
Aw.
Facto.
I want to know if there's anything about that water we
And
went
a
to.
bunch.
The water that I went to with Bex that night, is that coming up? Is there anything there that we should be telling Nick about?
Hunter. Elk hunter.
Elk hunter.
Pure
Whoa.
shadow.
That's weird. Elk hunter.
Great.
The elk is what got kidnapped by the aliens in that old story we were talking about.
Yeah. Near Mount Rainier.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for a message for
A
Nick.
garage.
Garage.
Yeah, is there a message for Nick?
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
There's a labyrinth at that park,
People.
at that
Really?
beach. Yeah,
Is there
Right.
really?
there is.
Weren't you
You guys-
talking about doing a labyrinth spirit box with somebody?
Yes,
beginning.
with Speed of Human,
That's
the
right.
movie,
Cool.
the movie, The Labyrinth.
Yeah.
They want me to make one of the whole Labyrinth movie.
Oh, if you have time, you definitely should. That sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, it's pretty easy once you have the audio. So
That's amazing.
cool.
maybe we got to do the Labyrinth spirit box there at the Labyrinth.
True.
Yeah.
True, I think
True.
true. There you go. True.
Confirmation.
Fully able.
Yeah, we're capable.
Wow. That's cool. I like the idea of a spirit that needs to
80.
filter through labyrinth.
Yeah.
80.
You can come up, Speed of Human. You should do
That
I
that.
would
keep
be-
seeing like wings of some sort. It almost reminds me of like Pegasus wings. I don't know why. I'm picturing Pegasus wings right now.
I'm sure that there's a symbology for that.
Ready?
Yeah. What's that surprise?
He jumps too.
What's that? Is that Ranger?
I'm guessing it's Ranger.
Okay.
Waking up.
He's possessed by Mac right now. He's like going up on the wall on the ceiling and then coming back.
Quality picture.
Okay. We missed something. But I totally agree. He's like destroying the the floor. Looking everywhere.
Yeah, just streaking it.
Okay. Did you hear any of that?
Title.
Tidal or title?
It is the tide goes
What is
out there.
that?
and you can go out and walk, and there's this really cool like tide pools.
That's awesome.
I saw orca whales there
I heard
once.
I drink Coke.
What?
Okay,
Aw.
we'll bring you some
'Cause they
Cokes.
like it.
Okay, we'll bring you Coke.
Yeah, I got some Coke for you.
Yeah.
I have a lot of zero sugar Coke. I hope they like that. Get the normal stuff though.
Do you have a name of who you've been talking to?
Nah.
A couple of names were mentioned, Dylan,
Mhm.
and Jeremy, but we don't. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Martin might be there because when we brought him up earlier, they said he was around. So
also asked about snacks.
Creating.
yeah. Creating. What are you creating? They said something positive was coming.
Mhm.
Happy.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be a good place to have our little meetup? Our little Pacific Northwest
To
meetup?
research. To flourish.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, I kind of think maybe.
Or light
Mhm.
source.
Wow.
What? We'll have
It's
to
a
have
s-
some way for people to participate remotely too.
Yeah, it's a small beach. It's
Cool.
Well, maybe we could like meet someplace close to it.
mm-hmm. Whoa! Something came through
Yeah.
on the synth, and
Oh,
then someone's
nice.
TV just turned off.
Cool.
Are we downloading a message right now?
I'm feeling it.
Definitely. I've got this Butter K Roop thing written down to look up later because that sounds like a weird word that can be played with a bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A longer pretzel.
Okay, I think Martin's
If
definitely
you
there.
like, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it again. Can you turn off someone's TV again, or make a weird sound come through?
Here.
Oh no.
Hi. So they want a long pretzel, longer than before.
What's a long pretzel?
I don't know. Some places make the pretzels in rods rather than twisting them up.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they want us to make the longest pretzel in the world?
That would be awesome.
Thinking about it.
If they can make it happen, I'm
I
there
know.
for it.
That would be hilarious. All
That
of
would
that.
be really cool.
World's longest pretzel created by
I live on Earth. The liminal pretzel. I like the football thing too. That football was cool.
That is a breadstick. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
So, wait, did you guys get football? And then when I got out, you guys had the mystery card up.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Did you pull that at the same time or something? Is that or
I'll let Jeremy feel
Well, I
it.
think so. It said football, and it asked for a football, right?
yeah?
Mhm.
And then there was something else that made me think, like, well, wait a second, that card comes up a lot,
Oh, okay.
and it
Yeah.
looks like a football. What does that card mean? And is that what it could
Find
be?
it.
Yeah, because
Right.
that card, we use that card all the time. Because we always
Yeah.
talk about how it also looks like a UFO,
Right.
and that's the card that means like initiation.
Yeah. So there's a normal side, and then if flip it upside down, it totally is like football strings and like
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Emma just started
very
barking.
cool.
Emmett and Ranger are barking at each other.
That's cute. They're doing their own. They're doing their own STs together.
Exactly. Mystery is an initiation, confronting one's darkness in order to understand life and death, descending into the hypogeum via the imaginal realm and finding an answer.
Yeah.
Bake a football-shaped pretzel. Yes.
Yes. Oh, I'm super down for that.
That's some like major culinary skill.
Yeah.
I tried shaping it to a UFO and it was a flop. Oh goodness. Well, we were speaking of like initiation and the hypogeum and stuff. We were talking about doing another 13 liminal nights starting on May 1st, but only doing 3 days.
Yeah, that's right.
And so that would be a fun time to announce this too, because that card was just mentioning the hypogeum. And so, yeah, I think on May 1st, which is right in the middle of Beltane, depending on who you ask, Beltane lasts from April 30th until May 3rd. So, yeah, right smack dab in the middle there. May 1st will be Sunday. And I'll actually be co-hosting on Night Drift, Jim Perry's Night Drift by UFO Method, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time there. So check it out. But I'm kind of doing like a couple-day ritual for Beltane. Felt very drawn to it. And so I feel like a really cool component and something that we can all do is do the first 3 days of 13 liminal nights. I have to refresh my memory on what exactly those are, but I know that the first one is the my memory is so bad.
Cave,
Cave. So we go into our hidey holes with a question, and we're like, this is the question that we have. We sit on it. What's the second and third day?
I can look them up real quick.
Okay. But yeah, it's a really cool time since this is the only other really portion of the year where the veil is thin. And this is very like Fae-centric time. So I think it's the best time right beside Halloween when we could do something like that, like a collective ritual or like a knowledge quest of sorts.
Definitely.
I think I was thinking that we should do the cave, stone book, and then silence, because then it's
Perfect.
Then we can do like the method, kind of doing some meditation, doing some divination.
Yeah,
I think the second day is like the musician. I think
it is. Yeah. So the second day is musician. The third day is the fermentation.
Right. So I think the other ones though would be, I think they're more in line with what we want to do. But
yeah,
we could do whatever. We'll see. I just wanted to say real quick. I remember saying 100, and you guys are talking about football, and like football fields don't they have 100 yards on them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering about, and there's also a football field right next to my house and the beach. So maybe that we need to have go to the 50-yard line and do something there on the football field.
It would make sense to have like Bremerton be like the first place we all meet. That. Could even do like the little liminal tour and visit the gold and
L. Ron Hubbard's house.
L. Ron
Hubbard. Oh my god. Yes.
Exactly.
They all stand at the Southwark ferry dock and wave to me all the way across.
That's so funny. So I came out after Garrett. So what was like some standout moments during those sessions? I know that Ranger kind of ruined it, but I got right back in there, I felt like. So.
No worries.
He didn't ruin it in the least bit.
Okay.
No, yeah.
That was a very conversational session.
Ooh.
Yeah, super chatty. There was like a lot of response very quick, like on time, which was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is interesting. Ooh.
We did have a word, like we tried to.
That's a fun experiment. I like that.
Yeah. And they kind of acted like they maybe knew the word but didn't want to say it or something. Mm-hmm. Because they were like, yeah, whatever, or something like that. We asked them, like, what's the word? And they were like, yeah, it's there. Like, we see it. But...
Like, don't play games with us, kind of.
Exactly, yeah.
Do either of you have any like impressions on what the word could have been?
No, I think my main thing was I kept getting numbers. I
Mhm.
felt like I also got 100 and kept hearing different numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost like in reference to maybe not population, but like attendance of something of some sort. It kept spouting off numbers. That's really how much I remember because I was trying to focus on visuals and I just wasn't getting a whole lot.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. Focusing.
That's all good. There was a point when you said this really weird word, butter K roop. I think you said.
Mm.
Did you?
Porque rupa.
Board K roop. Okay.
I remember it because I was
Wanted
trying
to
to translate it
clarify.
in my head, and it doesn't make sense in Portuguese or English.
Yeah.
Porque
Board
Rupa?
K roop.
Porque rupa.
Why Rupa or because Rupa? Depending on
Oh, Ranger's deciding he wants to get under my desk. Come on, buddy.
Aw.
There's a tripod there. Hi, baby. It's so sweet. Hi.
Near the end, there was like a labyrinth thing too, right?
The labyrinth thing, yeah. So you were talking about the beach that we went to with Nick that one time.
Yes.
Name.
And yeah, you talked about Nick, and there was like a message for Nick, maybe.
Yeah, he needs to call his friend,
Oh.
tell them something. Apparently.
Okay.
But then you said labyrinth, and there actually is I don't know if you remember. There's a labyrinth there.
Cool.
And Speed of Human today asked me to make a spirit box using the movie The Labyrinth. So
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're thinking we should go there and use that one to communicate.
Yeah.
And maybe Speed of Human will join us.
Yes, please.
Yeah. But that could be our meetup, our local. Yeah.
I like it.
With a virtual component, so our friends like Alex can also participate.
We'll just hold you up with like phones.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Each person who has a phone, they'll have like a virtual participant that they'll walk and be responsible for.
It's like a buddy system or whatever.
Yeah.
Each person gets a virtual buddy.
That'd be really cute. I could like mail a drone with a screen on it.
That's perfect.
Sorry, Jeremy, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I just said I was thinking of 20 telepresence robots.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, just walking around.
Like a little parade. Oh my god. Yeah. UFO parade with telepresence robots.
Yeah, but you know what? They'd all start falling over and it'd be chaos.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And that's when the aliens show up.
Darn it, we were picking up the telepresence robot. We missed the actual UFO.
Exactly. Oh my god.
Oh, good.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, that was very chatty. That was a fun session.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch it back. It's always my favorite because it's so difficult to have any sort of context. Yeah. I want to be able to hear the highlights, but I know that you need some time to process it typically. And then I barely retain anything. So I'm just kind of like, but then when I watch it back, it's the best.
That's cool. Do you ever have like huge flashbacks from it? Like when you're going to like certain parts of rewatches and like, does it ever kick things off while you're watching it again or?
Nothing substantial enough for me to record it or document it. But now I'm going to be like hyper aware of it and try to be more vigilant if that does happen, because that would be so interesting.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, not that I know of though. Not yet.
Because like, you know how sometimes like with older like cassettes and stuff with recorders, you could catch EVPs without like having to hear it or without like necessarily recording it at that time space. Like I know Katie's talked about it before where like you leave a cassette out and it imprints onto that without the recorder even. So like maybe there's like some sort of message that's meant for you to go back and rewatch the session to understand or something. I don't know.
Sure. I
like
that
to do
part
that.
there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I'll definitely be aware, and I'll just type it in the notes too, so I'll transcribe and I'll just be like, hey, I got this impression during this section. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll be like hyper aware of that now. Oh,
well,
goodness.
well, thank you guys so much for having me on. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Thank you so much for being down and for like participating in every week of WUFO. Like
Aw.
it's been wonderful having you, and now we get to have you in other capacities.
Yeah. No, it's wonderful being a part of this community. I mean, being able to just get outside, like having that time carved out to go outside is so important. I think it's really nice.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for facilitating that.
Yeah.
Happy to.
Yeah, that's the thing that struck me the first time. I was just like, it was such a nice time to just sit outside by myself and like look up. It was just, it was strange how impactful it was to me,
Mhm.
whether or not I saw anything, you know?
Yeah.
So, it was just a fun, like that quiet time and just kind of like watching and taking note of what's happening. So I'm excited about how it's been growing too. So yeah, and I love hearing that people, go outside and they see a weird animal or,
A cat.
record weird things on their phone, a cat.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. If people have see or hear things, they should let us know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Whose
And
cat is
we-
that, by the way? Just checking.
Oh yeah, that's mine. She's
okay.
trying to get into the Scotch broom. But she's mouthing off right now. I do want to let everyone know that we have opened up our Discord quite a bit. So if you are interested in having kind of like a post-mortem WUFO discussion with the folks in the community, we have like a WUFO thread on our Discord. So feel free to send us a direct message if you want to join, and we can send you a link. We can talk about all the crazy stuff as it comes back. Once we are able to rewatch, I'll post this tomorrow on our Patreon. So just $1 gets you access to every single WUFO live there is. Let's talk about it. Let's theorize. Let's see what pops into our head. Like Alex was recommending, maybe I'll have a flashback. Who knows? Let's figure it out. I do want to also share that I bought a telescope yesterday, and it'll be here tomorrow. And this is a special telescope because I bought all these attachments to connect the telescope to my DSLR camera. So my goal in life now is to create the first high-res photograph of a UFO.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking like I'm taking 200 pictures and stacking them on each other. It's getting very technical, very fast, but I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, no more flying pie tin UFO pictures.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, the more people who join in WUFO, the greater our chances of actually seeing a UFO. Of one of us actually seeing one. I mean,
Yeah.
we're playing the odds here, people.
Yes.
Alrighty, you guys ready to sign off for now?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Go outside and check it out.
Sounds
All
good.
right, let me sign off on TikTok real quick. So thank you all for joining us. Go look for UFOs. It's 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Mhm.
Let us know what you find. All right. So long. Until next time, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. See you.